carefully. You will surely grieve back. And I would want to live without the loving you give. 'Cause I need you, baby. Baby, I love you. I love you, baby.
Yeah, yeah.
Whoa, they say
that's right. The great sounds of Peetah Sancho right there.
Just like a
I love you madly. He's ready to speak to us, ready to talk to us on the big bad station, arrowatradio.com. Do not worry, lots of you are showing some fire signs for that tune. Don't worry, straight after the interview, we're playing it straight back again. Okay, big shout out to all those tuning into the big bad station. And of course, without further ado, we've got a really big shout out each and every time to Peetah Sancho. You there?
Yes, I'm there. I'm here.
Okay. So, of course, you're live and direct on arrowatradio.com. Let the listeners know, who is Peetah Sancho?
Well, Peetah Sancho is a humble singer from out of Jamaica.
Okay.
You know, a humble entertainer, you know, because before getting into the singing, I used to be a DJ.
Yeah.
And used to DJ sounds, you know, from way back in the days, you know.
Okay. Tell us about that then. How did it kind of all kick off for you? How did you, or why did you say, you know what, I'm going to make this into a career?
You know, we from ever since we were kids, you know, it kind of like we know that was a part that we wanted to take, you know.
Yeah.
I wasn't attracted to anything else but music.
Okay. You know, what was it about music that you love so much?
I remember growing up in Jamaica, you know, and you're in the house, you're sleeping, and you're hearing the music coming from the speaker box somewhere, but you just hear the music, and you know, I just fell in love with it.
Okay.
At that time.
For real. You know what? I read that your first song that you did was a cover by Jimmy Cliff, Sitting in Limbo.
Yeah, Sitting there in limbo.
Wow. Okay. So, you know, tell us about that tune and what it means to you.
Well, at that time, you know, a producer had approached me, and when he approached me, you know, he gave me a track.
Yeah.
And in those days, you know, covers was the way to go. So I sang the song on the track, and he liked it, and he recorded it and put it out.
Okay. Wow. Just like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So, apart from Jimmy Cliff, who else influences you? Who do you kind of look up to?
Well, my biggest influence in music business is Dennis Emmanuel Brown.
Yeah.
And Michael Jackson. As a kid coming up, we would emulate Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
You know, the OJ's, Temptations, you know. And Jimmy Cliff also. Jimmy Cliff, Bob Marley.
Yeah.
You know, those were my influence.
Okay. And you know, tell us where the name Peetah Sancho comes from. Why that name for you?
Peetah Sancho?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you, my first name in the music business, they used to call me Peter Rankin.
Okay.
You know? And at that time, everybody was a Rankin, you know, so there was about 3 Peter Rankins at that time. So, you know, somebody came to me and gave me a name, and actually the name that they gave me was Sanchez.
Oh, okay.
Excuse me. And the way I came up with the name Sancho was a promoter kept a party and he spelled the name wrong.
Oh.
And instead of putting Peetah Sanchez, he put Peetah Sancho.
Wow. And he kept it?
Yes, I kept it. It stuck, you know.
Okay. That's good, man. That's good. And, you know, tell us about you co-hosting Musical Therapy and how that all came about.
Musical Therapy? Oh, wow. Musical therapy. That was that's a radio show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a radio program. That radio program was in New Jersey, and that was hosted by my brother from another mother, a guy called Tony Culture.
Yeah.
And I used to go there, and because me and Tony Culture came from the time of DJing sounds. He was the selector, and I was the DJ. So
okay.
While he was on the radio, I just went over there, and just talk a lot of stuff on the radio. Hype up the stuff.
Yeah, for real, for real. And then the song "Agent of the Heart." How did that all come about? And how did you write that tune?
Well, to tell the truth, that's one of the songs that I did not write. That song was written by another good friend of mine called Herbert Teacher Roberts.
Okay.
And how the song came out, I hadn't seen Teacher for a while. And Tony Culture brought him over to me.
Yeah.
And I said to him, "Are you still writing?" Because, as kids growing up, we used to, that was our experimenting days.
Yeah.
And he said, yes. So I said, okay, let me see your book. And he opened the book and he was showing me some lyrics. And I saw the lyrics, Agent of the Heart. And I said, you know what? I'm going to put some melody and some music to this. And that's what I did.
Okay, for real. And before you came on, we were playing I Love You Madly.
Yes.
That's a nice tune. Everybody was feeling that one. Tell us something about that tune.
Yeah. Like as I said before, Dennis Emmanuel Brown was my influence. So I always wanted to sing over a song that Dennis did. So I called up my good friend Derek Barnett and told him I want to do this. So we did a studio time, and he laid down the tracks. And I voiced it. So, yeah.
For real. And for those who are locked in and maybe never heard of you before, how would you describe your style of music, your sound?
Excuse me. I would consider my sound to be authentic Jamaican, authentic reggae.
Okay.
There's some form of influence there, because I spent the majority of my time of my life living in America.
Yeah.
So there's some influence there because of, what I was hearing on the radio station at a young age.
For real. And you have your own record label, Triad Music.
Yes.
Tell us about that label, and if people wanted to get a part of that label, how can they do that?
Triad label was founded by me and the two other gentlemen that I had spoken about, Tony Culture and Herb Roberts.
Yeah.
And the Tri is it's like Tri represented tree.
Yeah.
And we're saying Try at the same time. We're still trying to say Try. Yeah, Try Jamaica.
Yeah.
So it's a double tangent name. So that's how we came up with that.
Okay. And how's it going? Are people coming to you? Are you producing music?
Right now, we're not venturing in that direction right now.
Okay.
The project that I have right now is I have an album called Overdue.
Yeah.
And we're trying to put out singles at a time, and in a minute now we're planning to drop the album. So that's where Triad's main focus is right now.
Okay, sounds good, man. So yourself, what would you like to see within the music? What would you like to see? I know we've got lots of different artists coming out now. Are you happy with how the music's coming out?
Yes and no.
Okay.
And the yes, I would anybody that can make a living out of music, take care of their family, put food on their table. I applaud that, but The only thing I don't applaud is, is when it's taken a different direction. It influences, violence and people losing their lives, and that's the only.
Yeah.
Even though they say art imitates life,
Yeah, for real. And you spoke just then about a project. What else have you got coming out so the listeners can keep a lookout for what you've got coming up?
Say that again.
What projects have you got coming out?
Like I said, I have an album. The album it's mixed, it's mastered, and it's ready to go. So
okay.
The name of the album is called Overdue.
Yep.
And it's gonna be due sometime in the year 2021, this year.
Okay, look forward to that. Make sure you send it over, yeah?
Oh, definitely.
For real.
Definitely.
And I've got a few people asking how can they get in touch with you? What's the best way to get in touch?
You could get in touch with me on the Instagram. It's Peetah Sancho. That's PeetahSancho music. Yeah. And same thing on the Facebook, Peetah Sancho. On Facebook, Peetah on the Facebook.
Yeah.
And same thing on what they call it, Twitter. Yeah, Twitter. Yes.
Okay. So before we kind of wrap up the interview, would you be up for singing a little something live?
Oh, definitely.
Okay. When you're ready, and whatever song you choose, what you're feeling.
To think that the thought of you could make me feel so strong, and the memories of you alone keeps me going on. Your essence stays by me everywhere I go. So now I think it's time I should let you know I was an enemy of love. My war was my disguise as an agent of the heart. You were the one to recognize that I had some sweet love coming, and it came as a surprise when I kissed your precious lips and looked into your eyes.
Easy. Yeah, for real. Pure love, pure vibes every time. Is there any kind of final thoughts or final words you want to say to the listeners out there before we go?
I wanted to ask you a question. You're in the UK. Where in the UK are you?
In Coventry.
Coventry?
Yeah.
Okay. So I want to say, blessing and peace and love to all the people out there in Coventry.
Respect.
And I hope that soon I can be there to see you all in the flesh.
Definitely.
And vice versa.
Definitely. You know what? I hope you keep safe, keep well, keep blessed, and we'll keep the link, yeah?
Yes, blessed. Give thanks.
Every time. Blessings. Yes, people, please do go and support Peetah Sancho. I'm going to be playing one or two of his tracks, okay? Make sure you keep it locked in. The first one got so much love. It's called I Love You Madly. Make sure you check it out. And we're going to be playing another track as well. Big shout out to all those shedding some love and life, okay? Definitely. This is the Big Bad Station, ArrowRadio.com. Each and every Wednesday, 6 to 8 p.m. UK time. This is the sounds of Peetah Sancho. Here we go.
I love you madly. Think that the thought of you could make me feel so strong, and the memories of you alone